I usually try to make my videos at least 8 minutes in length. See, on YouTube, that allows me to add mid-roll ads. And with those enabled, I make way more money per view. And by God, I love money. So the fact that this video is less than 8 minutes really goes to show how much of a nothing burger Minecraft Live was. A few years ago, Minecraft Live was this big event with invited guests such as Hermitcraft or Psycraft to talk about cool community stuff. They would also share developer insights.
Our friends Mumbo Jumbo and Green.
And while I appreciate the newfound love for brevity to keep the runtime to only 25 minutes, it still somehow feels like 90% padding. Out of the 25 minutes of this livestream, do you want to know how much time they actually spent announcing new features? 4 minutes. A total of 255 seconds. I was so naive and idiotic. When I heard they were switching from yearly updates to seasonal drops, I genuinely thought we'll actually get more content rather than the pure stagnation the game is currently in. Oh, how wrong I was. So here is the breakdown of everything they've included in this entire live stream. First up, we have a 4-minute introduction where they simply re-explain how they aren't doing yearly updates. Next, we have a 5-minute segment where they simply go over all the features they've already released in what will now be packaged as the Spring to Life update. You know, I find it incredibly amusing how they always bring on developers to explain the artistic and gameplay incentives behind adding some bushes to deserts. I mean, Christ, that's the level we're at now, isn't it? Some bushes and some mobbery textures. You know, I was really positive when they started releasing snapshots this year. I thought they were great. Little did I know that was 90% of the update. But then we get something nice. A 2-minute segment by Element Animation, which as always is genuinely amazing. Those guys consistently put out some really lovely stuff, and they always end up being the highlights of these live streams. So at the very least, you should check out that. It's great. Okay, back to being negative, because we then have a big section all about the Minecraft movie, which despite me being pressed for stuff to actually talk about in this video, I'm going to skip over entirely, because I simply do not care. It looks bad. I'm moving on. Oh, and they also made a Bedrock event related to the Minecraft movie. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But don't worry, chumps. We might be 2/3 through the livestream, but we're finally moving on to the new stuff. All 2 of them. I'm not kidding. Okay, so Jeb comes on to announce that for Bedrock Edition and Java, they're releasing an official shader pack called Vibrant Visuals. For those of you older than the average Shorts viewer, you might remember Mojang first announced shaders on Bedrock at E3 2017. So congrats guys, it only took 7 years.
It took them 12 years to make.
I actually don't have much to say about the visual quality because I actually have a hot take that Minecraft looks better without shaders to begin with. Actually, never mind, the Skulk and Water do look pretty bad. And finally, we have the actual new stuff. So what they've announced is now in Soul Sand Valleys, you can find these skull/egg things called dried up ghasts. How nice of them to add Agnes to the game. What you can do is take these back to the overworld, stick them in water, and eventually they'll come back to life as tamed, friendly ghaslings, which admittedly are pretty cute. I don't know how ghasts, who seem pretty adapted to the nether already, suddenly dried out. Seems weird. I'm sure some pretentious fart on YouTube will make a video about it. Eventually, these ghaslings will grow up into what is known as a happy ghast. You know, it's so nice to finally get Asian representation in the game. Not sure about the whitewashing though. I don't know if this takes away a bit of the horror aspect of ghasts, rather than being eldritch aberrations of deformed souls. They're just a bit dehydrated. He needs some milk! But that leads us to the biggest feature of all, which is, you can ride them. Now, I know this is a bit of a stereotype to say that every new feature just looks like a mod, But this looks like a mod. The ghasts only got away with their increased pixel count before because they were all white and simplistic. As soon as you start putting on these detailed aviator goggles, the dude just kinda looks out of place. I mean, compare him with the classic Steve riding him. Like, they don't seem like the same art style. I mean, maybe I'm just not used to it. But why would a ghast need glasses anyway? Like, don't they live in the air? And you know, on saddles they have these hooks at the side. These are meant to be for your feet when riding. Whose feet are these for? They're giant. The whole thing just seems nonsensically oversized. Now, I was pretty cynical when they first showed this, but I am warming a bit more to it. It is strange that players now have access to flight before the end though. Okay, the genuinely coolest part about this is that the ghast is now a movable platform you can actually stand on. So it's great for building and survival, which if you've ever built the underside of a floating island, like goddamn, you know how great of a feature this will be. So what other new features are they going to tease us with? After all, Minecraft Live is a big event, which easily attracts over 300,000 live viewers. Surely they have something else lined up? No? That's it? A ghast and a 7-year-old shader pack? Small indie studio, I guess.